Okay, this video here is for people who have ordered one of these dot pens and who don't do tattoos. This is going to show you how to set up and use them. Okay, first step is you buy your dot pen. That's on my Etsy. There's a link in my bio. A lot of people lately have been buying the one with the machine on it. It's just a cheap Amazon machine, but I set it up the way that I use it, and you know, the rubber bands, the little nut here, I set it up exactly the way I would use it so that you don't have to experiment. Okay, when you buy it, it comes with a little instruction book, a little bag of goodies. There's a Allen wrench, some rubber bands, grommets and stuff. And then what you have to buy is a tattoo power supply. You get these off Amazon, they're 20 bucks. This is the one I recommend. You can get any one you want, but make sure whichever one you get includes a clip cord and a foot switch. A lot of them don't. This one actually comes with 2 clip cords. So first step is you plug this into an outlet, turn it on, take your clip cord, which is this thing right here. And once again, I'm assuming you don't know anything about tattooing, so bear with me if you do. Plug it into one of these 2 holes, doesn't matter which one. We're going to go with the shader for now. Turn it down to the corresponding letter. So shader is S. If it's plugged in over here, go up to L. Turn the voltage all the way down. I turn it down on both of them just in case. And I should say this voltage here controls this side. This one controls this side. Okay, you got one more hole here. That's right there. That's for your foot switch, which is why it says foot. Take your foot switch, which is this guy right here, plug it in there, and you're set. What happens is when you step on this foot switch, power comes on to the clip cord, which I'll show you here. That didn't work. Oh, I got it turned all the way down. Is that it? There we go. Okay, you see what I did is it was down to 1.5. I turned it up to about 2. So it comes on, and I'm just pushing it with my hand. Okay, so the deal with the foot switch, it's really annoying to use it. What you do is you just throw this end on the ground and step on it. That gets really annoying. So here's what I recommend doing. I recommend taking this, pushing it together, wrapping a piece of tape around it so it stays together, throwing it off to the side, and then just using this switch here to turn your dot pen off and on. Okay, that's not what I do though. What I did is, because I don't want this cord hanging off and I never want to use it, I unscrewed this part, cut these 2 wires, and twisted them together like this. So it shorts it out. So like all this stuff's touching now. That way it's always on. It's called a hot switch. Put that in there. You can see the power comes on. There's different ways to do it. If you get one of these things here on your foot switch that doesn't unscrew, a lot of times they're one solid piece, then just cut the wire back right about there, strip the ends off, twist it together, put some tape around it, and then you got a hot switch. Okay, next step is rubber bands. So, okay, as far as the rubber bands go, when you get it, it's going to be set up like this. You're going to have a rubber band around the wing nut and one around the top there like that. And here's how you do it. When you put your pen in, you take this side of the rubber band off the wing nut, stretch it out a little bit, lift it over the pen. That way it kind of pulls it against this edge of the wing nut and keeps it from moving. This rubber band here, you can choose to keep this or to remove it. If you're doing really slow light work, you might want to take it off. I always like to leave it on there just because I like the I don't know how rigid it is with the more rubber bands. It just doesn't have any give at all to it, which is nice. Another way of doing this, if that isn't working out for you, And, you know, for every pen and every style you're doing, it can be a little bit different. It's really kind of surprising how much of a difference it does make. Another way to do it is don't do the wing nut part. Take this rubber band and just stretch out, grab the bottom one or the top one even, stretch it out a lot to where it goes up over the pen. You can do it like that. A lot of times when I'm using gel pens, I find that the best way of doing it is not having a rubber band on the pen at all, just having this one here. And that does let the pen move a little bit, which somehow works better. I don't know how, but it actually helps make the little gel pen dots a little bit more round instead of kind of like a dashed line. All right, that's how you do the rubber band. Okay, when I draw, I like to put on an iPad glove. This is kind of goofy looking because I put it over my pinky and middle finger instead of the ring finger. But that's because when I draw, my middle finger is the one pushing on the paper, and it helps it slide. So set it up like this, get it to the voltage you think is going to be the best. This is 2 volts. And give it some practice runs. You can see what I'm drawing on here is a pad of paper. It's pretty thick, so there's lots of cushioning. Always use your left hand to hold down the paper. That's a little bit slow. I'm going to turn it up to 2.3. That feels pretty good. And then just do a whole bunch of practice dots. I don't recommend starting off with this thing by having a picture ready that you're going to draw, like a masterpiece. I recommend getting a piece of scrap paper and just scribbling, you know, or not scribbling, but just doing little practice runs. Mess with the voltage, turn it up and see how it acts. Try out different patterns of dots. Try doing pointillism, you know, like fill in with tons of dots. Try doing stippled lines where you start off slow and move out. Main thing is you always have to hold down the paper. If you don't, it'll bounce. So if you're learning to tattoo and this is how you're learning, that's also a really good way of remembering, because when you, or I should say practicing, because when you tattoo, you have to hold down the skin because it's going to want to bounce. So that's how you draw. Okay, so this is what the Allen wrench is for. It's to move the bottom, the offset holder. You put it in this little screw there, and then you hold your thumb down on the needle bar, push down on it so it doesn't move, and then you can move this around. What it's for is not for this machine. If you ordered this machine and you're just using this one, then that's fine. But if you have a different kind of tattoo machine that has the different screw out in the front, then you obviously can't put your pen into that. So you need to put it off to the side. That's where this comes in. You just turn this over to the side, put your pen in, and then with this one, you have to put the rubber band on a little different. So what I do is take the rubber band, put it over the pen once, below the nut, wrap it around the inside of the nut, and then over the top of the pen again, just like that. And that'll hold it still, keep it from moving. Then if you end up moving it and the screw gets a little bit too loose, I'll show you how to tighten it. Take your Allen wrench, put it in facing away from the key, hold it down again with your thumbnail, and then this is where your belly comes in. I don't know if, there we go. Use your belly, push it into your stomach while turning it tight. Now get it nice and tight. All right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks.